it wasn't marvelous. It was
Less.
It was Marvel-less.
Marvel-less. Just less of Marvel, please, going forward. Less of Marvel.
Wow.
Oh, shots fired.
Who are you? Who are you and what have you become? You are my brother, Anakin. I subscribe to Disney Plus. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerd Blood Podcast, episode 262. 62.
I wanted to say 67.
I don't fucking know anymore because we recorded 2 weeks ago. Hey.
A fortnight ago.
Yeah. How are you, Connor?
I mean...
I'm George, that's Connor.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm pointing. You can't see it. Maybe you could feel it in your ear holes.
We've survived Barbenheimer. You were away on a luxury resort, away from the nuclear holocaust in the cinema. That was Barbenheimer.
No, I missed Barbenheimer. We're gonna talk about the Barbenheims and the Barben lows.
The Barben highs and the Barben lows. And the invasion that wasn't secret. That we kind of just
speaking of fucking lows, secret invasion.
The invasion. Where have you been in case you haven't watched it? I know it was secret, but come on, where have you been?
And we're clearing our calendar.
Yeah.
For the what the fuck? Sorry, we're clearing our calendar for the biggest release of the year. Absolute top 3 film in both of our lists. The Meg 2.
Haunted Mansion.
Meg 2. Meg 2. The Trench.
The Trench. Aquaman spin-off. The Trench.
The Meg Trench.
In the Trench.
The
Jason
Mensch.
Momoa's in it. He's a shark underwater.
Yeah. My man.
My man.
Yeah. Fuck Barbenheimer. When's Meg Turismo?
They're 2 different dates. They're not out the same day.
I know they're not because they fucking delayed Gran Turismo. You bastards.
Meg Turismo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's only by a week though. I think.
Teenage Mutant Mega Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Mega Turtles. Yeah, that was
Trenches of Mayhem. There you go. We fixed it.
Trenches of Mayhem.
We fixed it, everybody. Yeah, films, man. Cinema's back, Connor. How do you feel? The cinema's back.
It's busy.
It's back. It's busy. It's full.
Made money.
It's maybe my shares in Cineworld have gone up. There we go.
There we go. Who would have thought
Everyone's a winner, apart from the cinemas, because they don't make any money.
I mean, not to make a thing about Barbie, but the Barbenheimer wave again. But I mean,
do it. You are our chief Barbenheimer
the
correspondent.
The day one showing of Barbie was a clusterfuck. Essentially, Screen 5 was booked. We got there. It was Screen 6, or vice versa. It was 6, and then it was Screen 5. And there was 1 or 2 seats less in the back row, and that's quite pivotal because there wasn't a single fucking seat free. Since pandemic days, I've not seen a fully packed out cinema. I think closest was probably when we saw No Way Home. Maybe. Or like,
yes.
If not with you, it was that showing afterwards, because that was fucking ram.
Yeah, that was ram for me the second time. The big stuff. It's do you know what it is? It's weird because, like you say, we haven't had this, probably even like pre-pandemic, there would only be, like you say, an MCU project.
Yeah, that would have done these sort of numbers and figures, even if you weren't physically at your convenient showing. But yeah, it was just for both Barbie and Oppenheimer. It was a nightmare trying to get used to the busy environment of the cinema. No, because I mean, not to say I've had free reign over the shows I've gone to, but I mean, you kind of plonk yourself in the seat. Of course, you stick to where you booked, but I mean, it wouldn't be better if your life had to move because there wasn't anyone in the cinema. But for now, for whatever reason, Barbenheimer has now got people out of their houses. And people are starting to see cinemas again now, actually in person. Does this mean is a thing going forward, or was it only for this nuclear glamorous event?
Maybe this was the
one and done.
The spark that lights the fire, so to speak. Because as people that have been to the cinema on a regular basis, you know, at least in your ear holes for the past 5 years, and you know, about then, because that was when like I went more regularly anyway, like that sort of year.
That period
was like, you know, we had our, like, we, you know, make our own money. We we could spend it in the cinema, indoors, in the dark, for a couple of hours.
We're tail bastards, pasty sheep. That's where it was born.
Literally, that is
in
part that.
Cinema.
We were born in the cinema.
Yeah.
In the back row of an Odeon Lux. No.
Never to go.
Yeah, so it's weird because, like you say, I don't remember like MCU withstanding, I don't remember a film that's drawn that kind of stuff. Apart from, like early Harry Potter days, like back in the early, 2000s through to 2010s, they would obviously always draw a crowd. You had the Lord of the Rings, that was always busy, those kind of things. And obviously, streaming, video on demand in more recent years because of the pandemic. But it's nice to see people out and experiencing stuff in the cinema. Like, as much as, my thoughts on Christopher Nolan are crystal clear. Look, the man makes good movies, but he's a prick when he does it. Have you seen, so he teased Kennedy in Oppenheimer? And so, like, is he assembling, like, the biopic cinematic universe?
He name drops him.
There we go, Kennedy.
I thought the twist was Alden Ehrenreich was JFK. I thought that was the twist, but no.
He could have done a good JFK.
He was not to say that the cast of Oppenheimer were weak, because this is Christopher Nolan's movie. When the cast of a weak, but I thought we did a standout job.
Yeah, the stand-up performances that I've heard are his, Robert Downey Jr.'s, obviously Cillian Murphy.
Well, yeah, it's his movie. He's earned it.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, for the scenes that she was in. Yeah.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah. Matt Damon was the comedic relief in a way.
He was there.
In a good way, though.
Yeah. Matt Damon. Whenever Matt Damon's in anything, it's always good.
Yeah, no, he was great. Yeah.
Apart from we got to fucking rescue him all the time. All right, guys. Fucking Saving Private Ryan, The Martian, something else he was in. An unnamed third thing that I will put in later.
Insert third thing here. TBD. Kick ass. I saw Free Guy after one of the showings of No, that was after another film, but chatting to friends afterwards, and that quote, kicking ass, TBD, third thing here, from Free Guy, just randomly came up, and Free Guy was amazing. But going back to like populated movies, like recent pandemic times, the only movies that have kind of drawn decent showings and
The Flash.
Sorry, Ezra, I'm not laughing. Tenet. Rightfully, wrongfully. No
Tenet.
David Tennant.
David Tennant.
Tenets. And Tennant and fucking...
Oh my god, remake Tenet, but it's David Tennant from his 14th Doctor era and his 10th Doctor era. Tenet. Crossing the timeline.
Crossing the streams.
I have to go back in time to be Doctor Who again. And somehow I sound like Tom Baker in this universe.
To stop David Tennant.
It's Kenneth Branagh is replaced by Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, no.
Trying to shoot David Tennant in the face. And that's just behind the scenes of the regeneration. Tenet. But also Tenet lost, a lot of money because it was the first big motion picture we're going to take the leap. Because, that was the start of... you must see what I, Chris Nolan, have created in the cinema. But people are dying, Chris. Everyone's dead, Dave.
No one can see.
You must see my creation on the big screen, or I will go back in time and shoot a bullet back through a wall through your chest.
And then make it come out of you as if it never happened.
And Kenneth Branagh call you a cunt in Russian or something. I don't know.
Baloney.
Why does he sound like a Skeksis from fucking Dark Crystal Age of Resistance? Oh, someone's probably got their hand up his ass. Anyway, because Tenet was pseudo busy because the hype of you must see it, but also not busy enough because people went and then went, well, no one's seen it, so we'll pull it and give up on it. And
what was it about?
Money.
It's still a question. What is that movie about? But if I was to do a Nolan ranking, which I was tempted to do, kind of,
we could get in that after the open Barbies.
Open Barbies, yes.
I'm an open girl in an open world. It's explosive and impulsive.
And impulsive.
I don't know. We should stop that before we get in trouble with the Japanese market. Anyway. How did you Barbenheim?
How did I Barbenheim?
What was order? What was order? What is order 66?
What is order? What's his order? No, so it was Barbie, then Oppenheimer. It was Barbenheimer. I had to do it that way.
Yeah.
Family had to see Barbie. They were kind of not fucked to see Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
They were wise to miss the nuclear explosion that was Oppenheimer.
Oh, so you went on your own, like a lonely scientist in the Manhattan Project.
No, a lonely scientist. No, the thing is, I said what I said about it in my TikTok in case you haven't seen
Which
it.
was really good. Everyone go see it again.
Covering
1,000
both,
views.
covering both movies, 2 for the price of 1. Buy one get one free.
The most liked video on the TikTok channel. So well done.
Yes, out of the few that we've got, but yeah, I mean, more to come though, definitely. Yeah.
81 likes. Well done. Well done, you dear boy.
Six comments.
6 comments. Yeah, most
Only
comments.
6 comments.
Most comments. Most likes.
Yeah.
4th highest views.
Maybe
Something like that.
Yeah. Your
the
unboxings had slightly more than me and something else.
No. You're more than Mordo.
More than Mordo.
You're more than Mordo, my friend. I'll check it.
Maybe.
Well, you talk about Barbie Let's Go Party first. Then, if you saw that first.
Yeah.
If you want the views, go and see the TikTok. Oh no.
Yeah,
Okay, so fifth highest views. So last is the Power Rangers in space.
Oh, shame.
Then it's the Welcome to Pastry Shoot, the first one.
Okay.
Then it's the arrival of the John Pertwee season 9. Then less than 100. You're less than 100 behind Mordo. Then it's you. Then Mordo. Then Indiana Jones review. The movie versus movie, which for a long time was the best thing we ever did, and then the best Star Wars character one. Oh no, we get copyright, which we copyright striked. We didn't get striked. We got
channel. Yeah.
Got claimed on copyright on the birthday thing for the Stevie Wonder bit. So I'll probably have to edit that out at some point. But yeah.
Oh dear.
Anyway, it doesn't count as a strike, so we're good.
It's our content. We're copyrighting our own stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Apart from Stevie Wonder music.
Yeah.
We knew that going in that would happen. So no more music ever. It's John Cena
as a merman.
With
long blonde hair, he looks absolutely gorgeous.
I mean, more impressive than that. Like, I know some of the stuff, like the people in it. Like, I don't know I've heard ins and outs of the story. Obviously, I will go and see.
Experience it.
I'll go and see both because I want to at least be like, this is let me Oppenheim. This I've been Oppenheimed.
Let me Oppie.
Yes.
Let me experience the Oppie.
Yeah. In IMAX if possible, but it's a shame it's not in 4DX. But people would have literally broken and shattered bones.
Neither of them were.
But I think the Marvel's getting pushed back because there's no IMAX screens. There's a thing that I read somewhere that we'll have to delve into after this.
It might be because of June 2.
June's got yes. So June will be have the IMAX screens for 6 weeks or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
Which is good because we're not getting 30-day turnarounds. We're getting longer, even though some of the stuff was like. Because Spider-Verse started going on VOD like a month ago?
Yeah,
something like that.
Quick. Very, very quick. It feels like
but anyway, Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer, yeah. So, Barbie, in case you don't know, is played by the real-life Barbie herself, Margot Robbie.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Rob Brydon. Rob Brydon being Sugar Daddy Ken. I know that. And I was like, that's amazing. Just because Margot Robbie likes Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah, Uncle Bryn is an old man Ken.
See the videos of him on TikTok or YouTube talking about it when he's on the red carpet. It's quite fucking funny.
Old man Ken. Old man Logan meets old man Ken in Barbie world.
So did you have high expectations going into Barb?
I had no clue what to expect. I mean, the movie is just absolutely pants. I mean, the trailers, the thing that must have thrown some people off it's the 2001 Space Odyssey homage. But yet, Barbie is for, again, girls in single digits under the age of 10, and they're the target audience, and you're expecting them to understand a 2001 Space Odyssey obscure 50-year-old movie reference. Like, absolutely not. And I'm not just speaking for myself, but I feel like every sort of... I'm not a teenager anymore. I was going to say young teen I am. But like a young sort of adult in the age, 13 to 25 age bracket and, early 30s and young mothers, we've all gone out of it and gone... Why is it hitting us all so deeply? Even as a man, like we're not... I never played with a Barbie doll. I'm like... I'd go on camera and say I had Barbie dolls when I was younger, but I didn't, so I'm not one of those obscure males. But why did I have an existential crisis while watching it? It's because the movie does all the right things and hits all the right spots, and it actually makes you think about life. And the majority of the movie is set in the real world for the most part, although half of the charm and all you saw from the trailer really was the Barbie Land segments and the Barbie bits. But when you actually leave Barbie Land, you go into the real world, and that's where I feel like the message is on display, and the conversations are then explored. And again, not all done perfectly. I feel like Ken gets more development than Barbie, which is a bit back to front considering it's the Barbie movie. But Ken makes more sense as to why things go the way they go. And I mean, I'm trying to keep it spoiler free, but without explaining everything. But the second half of the movie with Ken makes more sense from Ken's point of view, whereas Barbie is kind of, oh, like, life isn't plastic, I'm real, and then she has a conversation or two, and then she kind of goes from feeling one thing to another, and then she sort of sits on a bench and has the development done in one scene. Whereas with Ryan Gosling's Ken, you see him going from like transition to transition, from this moment to this moment, and you kind of see him piece it all together from what life and how men should be, and it makes so much more sense for Ken to go the way he goes. Whereas Barbie is kind of a doll in the sense of she is this, then she's that, and she transforms and, you know, ultimately has to save Barbie Land. But again, I'll keep it as vague as that.
Into the microphone, dear boy.
I'll try and keep it as vague as that. For you.
No, people. No, I mean you can touch on the spoilers.
Barbie Land's in danger. Who can save it?
Well, because she from what I understand, she starts having some kind of existential crisis. And
like
it's
we, the viewers,
rumored to.
Yeah.
No, not rumored. It's basically, I think it's because the girl that's playing with her is. When you're played with the negative thoughts transfer into the toy.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, you may be right. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
And it's kind of, so it's like a road trip movie to basically save herself and Barbie Land, kind of thing.
Yeah. And to figure out why she's feeling the way she's feeling, and is she turning human, or like what's this all mean for her? Because everything was perfect in Barbie Land until one fateful day, the intro of the movie, where it all goes tits up. Literally, in some cases, and some obscure, naughty Mattel references.
Oh dear.
Yeah, there's. I mean, again, not that I know my Barbie history, but there's obscure references. There's discontinued products. There's quite a bit of Easter eggs and references to other dolls that isn't just Barbie.
How's Alan?
He is just Alan. He's there. He kind of wants to get out, and that's his character arc. He's there. He doesn't understand why everything is the way it is, and he just wants to get out and leave. And he makes an excellent joke about a wall being built around Barbie Land. And I mean, unless you are into politics and kind of get, without going into it, what the wall kind of represents, it's like, yeah, this is not. Again, how can a 10-year-old kid go into this and actually expect to get the message of the conversation? I think that's the part where I feel like people will be baffed by. Young daughters and mums will take their kids to go and see it, and all they're going to get is real questions about real stuff, and a 10-year-old shouldn't be asking these questions. Not saying concrete, they shouldn't be having these conversations at a young age, but I could just imagine you're just going to have so many awkward questions at so many awkward conversations. But if you're under the age of 5 and you're just kind of just seeing it for the sake of seeing it, you will be entertained by the dazzling glitzy visuals, but then you're not going to understand absolutely none of it. It's such a weird blend of, yes, it's for the target audience, but not really, because the males who are definitely not the target are having more of an impact than the kids who are actually playing with your products. Oh. It's just very odd in that sense.
Yeah. On the when you take it at face value kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. But we, obscurely, we are the perfect age to go and watch it, whereas your 10-year-old daughter who has if any mums that are watching this video and are having conversations about, when can you go and see the mum, I'm going to go and see it. I mean, by all means, if you know your kid, which I hope you fucking do, take them and let them experience it, but just don't expect them to actually fully click on and understand what the film's actually trying to say and come across fully until.
So it's more deep lying than just it's a movie about the toy.
100%. I mean, it's Toy Story, but groundbreaking in terms of what it's actually trying to say and how it will make you feel afterwards, because it really just makes you think and put things in a new perspective and just kind of make you appreciate what you kind of got, even though it's a movie about a fucking female toy. I don't know. It was amazing, but for me, Ryan Gosling, like I said in the TikTok, if you haven't seen it, Ryan Gosling commits to the character, the sideshow, the second act that is Ken. just like in real life. But I feel like the Ken brand, the Ken figure, the Ken universe, the Ken movie's got to kind of go ahead now, and Ryan Gosling's got to be something else. He can't just be one and done Barbie magic.
Who was your favourite Ken?
I mean, apart from Gosling, Simu Liu.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's those two, the Ken 1, Ken 2, they're the ones that have the Ken, kind of the Ken-mance, the bromance, the rivalry, the grudge. They're the two favourite Kens, 1,000,000%. But even Gravik from Secret Invasion, which we'll get to, Kingsley Ben-Adir, he's weirdly amusing in it. Although he's a freaking dictator in Secret Invasion, it's so weird and mellow and transformative how he can be viewed from that show and then turn into what he is in Barbie. It's quite impressive, really. Although I would say, if I was to nitpick anything about the Kens, Ncuti Gatwa should have had a standout scene, I feel.
Oh, that's a shame.
Which is a shame, because we've got connections with him just from...
Have we? Do we know Ncuti Gatwa?
We will have connections.
I fucking wish we knew Ncuti Gatwa on a personal level.
Real connections. No, but I mean, connections aside from other nerdy...
we got investment, haven't we?
We've got investment behind Ncuti. I feel like he should have had maybe a standout scene, like a moment. He had a couple funny scenes, he had a couple dances, and he was kind of there. Out of all the four Kens, I think they're the four Kens: Gosling, Simu Liu, Kingsley Ben-Adir, and Ncuti. And then Alan is kind of fifth.
Alan's just there.
I feel like he should have had another scene that stood out, but Alan was Alan, and that was the point from the get-go. But Kate McKinnon as Weird Barbie, I thought she was great. I mean, not to say she looks it and is certainly quite not the stereotypical Barbie, but I mean, she
not
conventional. Yeah, that's
not conventionally.
Yeah.
You know, of that thing of, because they talk about the body standards thing, because that's something that Barbie drew a lot of criticism throughout its years of existence.
Yeah.
Like in more recent times, having different Barbies of different body types and facial features and stuff like that. So it's not just this unrealistic expectation of beauty placed upon the female gaze.
And that, without spoiling it, that's a very heavy part of the conversation. When
that's good. I like the Greta Girl.
The
Greta Girl is like, this is going to be a big, fun, stupid movie, but actually, it's going to hit you right in the gut
and make you think about the way you talk to your sisters, girl. Like, it makes you think about the way. I suppose if you were a female and you went with a group of friends and you I don't know. I'm just totally making up a scenario. So
it hopefully kind of leaves a lasting impact
on the group if you were to watch the group
going forward. Just like how you would, treat yourself and how you would treat others.
Treat others totally, yeah. But also like how anyone of all shapes, figures, and sizes and nationalities in this case can own it and be who you are and just embrace womanhood and embrace Barbie for what it is and for what it can represent and does represent from a positive side of views. But the movie isn't afraid to take on the negative and not just brush it aside, but really hammer on the negatives of Barbie and what it has represented and how misogynic males can view Barbie as like a sexual object, and it can, without being gross, it can go into that kind of conversation. It hits all the spectrums.
I look forward to checking out. What would you give it a... before we do that...
Yes.
The other Barbies, how are they? So you got... Margot Robbie. Emma Mackey.
Young Storm from X-Men.
Alexandra Shipp, yeah?
Yeah. The Barbies have all gone from my head. I'd say America Ferrera or Ugly Betty. As some of you may know her if you're not in the geeky... No, I mean, he ain't got nothing to do with being a geek. But...
Ugly Betty was a big show back in the day. Everyone liked it.
It was a big show. But yeah, she is the woman that is kind of in charge of Margot Robbie's doll and is kind of the reason why Barbie goes on the journey.
Okay.
Helen Mirren is the narrator. She doesn't narrate the whole thing. It's not her voice constantly in every scene, which is good. And there was a kind of funny fourth wall breaky kind of jokes that Helen Mirren's voice just perfectly fucking delivered and did it at the right time. I thought that was so well executed. I'm trying to search up the Barbies. Even when you Google Barbie, it all comes with pink glitters and sparkles.
That's cute.
Yeah, the movie's very cute. Barbies. So Emma Mackey from Sex Education, aka Margot Robbie's third cousin. Kate McKinnon as Weird Barbie. Issa Rae as President Barbie. She was excellent as President Barbie. Harry Neff as Dr. Barbie, Sharon Rooney, Anna Cruz Kane, Ritu Arya, Dua Lipa. I can't fucking sing something. Yeah, Dua Lipa. Meti Narratives, Barbie Video Girl. Lucy Boynton. They're all the Kens. America Ferrera, as I said. Ariana Greenblatt as America Ferrera's daughter. She was very good in it. Helen Mirren as narrator. No, that's the man. Who's Emerald Fennell? Who's that? Oh yeah, as Midge. Yeah, so Midge is the pregnant discontinued Barbie.
Wow.
No. Okay. Who the fuck's Midge then? No, because again, without breaking Easter eggs and stuff, they take the piss out of like pregnant Barbie. There's a doll that grows certain body parts when you lift their arms up. They totally shame and ruin the history of Barbie, which is excellent.
They're not afraid to take a look at the bad stuff as well as the good stuff.
And then Will Ferrell, he did the role great. He was, he's Will Ferrell. If you've seen some of his stuff, you know what to expect, and he doesn't shy away from doing Will Ferrell stuff. Although I'll just say he kind of is there in the middle of the movie. He's then kind of like in a comedic way, right? We've got to stop Barbie, and we've got to take over we've got to stop Barbie Land. The real world must be in charge of everything because we're real and you're just a toy. And then they kind of disappear from the movie, and then in the last sort of 15 minutes, they kind of get awkwardly like plucked back into the plot, which I suppose is kind of what they were going for. Although Will Ferrell's impact felt like it was going to be a big driving force at the back of the movie, and yet he was mostly removed. So I don't know if there was awkward like last minute reshoots, and they kind of got rid of a lot of his stuff. Yeah, maybe, but
possibly.
Maybe Will Ferrell's side of the plot could have been a bit more developed and could have been better if I was to like critique anything. But if I was to just go out and give it a score, I would honestly give it a 9. I think it's excellent. I'd give it a 9.
There you go.
Tweaks and stuff
Straight
aside, I think it's great.
From the man's mouth himself.
It's a movie that I'm going to watch again and again and again. It's excellent.
There you go.
And I think the message ain't going to stop anytime soon.
So, the second half of the Barbenheims.
The Barbenheims.
What was the gap between Barbie and Oppenheimer for you?
What was the gap? As in like days?
The time.
So Barbie was Friday night, like opening day, worldwide release or whatever. Oppenheimer didn't see till the late Sunday morning.
So a bit of a gap.
Yeah, so I couldn't go the Saturday. So there was a slight gap between both movies. But if I had the day off of work, I would have done both on the day. But it's probably a good thing I didn't. But because Oppenheimer just totally knackers you out by the end. If I did Oppenheimer first, I don't know if I would have been as ecstatic going into Barbie. I probably would have just been like, I'm knackered, I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, not in a boring, sleepy way. It's just Oppenheimer really just takes the energy from you. And again, opens up conversations, makes you think about the world and kind of how it is. And you kind of got to thank, well, you ain't really got to thank the man, but it's an interesting look into what the world could have been, but how it is because of the subject of the plot. And although, again, you can't thank Oppenheimer for nukes, let's be real, you can't thank him for nuclear technology, really, or the atomic bomb, but had it been that the Germans had it, or other countries had it, without getting really deep, like, would we be here now? Did he do the right thing? Did he do the wrong thing?
Yeah, we'll never truly know.
No, and the black and white scenes are like the objective point of view, like they're kind of more statements and kind of more what roughly happened and what didn't happen and how people felt about him at that point was factual. Although a lot of the movie was in colour, and that's more of a objective, like this is what we kind of think of Oppenheimer, but it's kind of more of an open-ended kind of conversation as to was he in the wrong here, was he in the right, should he have done things differently? What do you think of this? The film kind of does
a very Merry Christmas to all of you at home.
The film kind of does a couple scenes twice, which kind of paints it in one light, and then it goes back and does it in another, and then it uses a couple of the, I say, creative sequences in colour, because obviously to show it off because it's Christopher Nolan's movie. But it really, it's a statement in itself. Like, was he right? Was he wrong? It's not a black and white biopic. It's a Bard and the Pie.
Ah, very good, very
Make
good.
It all go together.
I like it.
It's just it's just a deep, thought-provoking movie. But it doesn't hit you on a realistic. Oh, I've got to have a conversation with this about with my friends and family kind of movie, like Barbie was. It just again paints things in another light, opens doors. Again, no one under the age of fucking 15 should be watching Oppenheimer. There's no young audience demographic that should be the target audience that should understand it. It's just no. This movie is for older people, even older than myself, perhaps. That kind of had a bit more research going into it because I just knew, like, Nolan hasn't done a biopic. This is his first foray, and whilst I enjoyed the experience, and from a cinematic point of view, you know, it's a blockbuster release. Like, you should experience Oppenheimer on the biggest screen possible. It just isn't one that I just don't see myself going back to all often, which is fine. There's going to be movies in anybody's repertoire that you think, I'm going to watch this instead of that. And I think for me, Oppenheimer is kind of his movie for that bracket.
So in the Christopher Nolan verse, where does this stack up with previous entries?
So again, I know my rough order of Nolan movies. So I am gonna. Again, there's the early ones I need to rewatch anyway. I'm trying to not just go Batman as the top, but. If I was to give you like a top 5 of Nolan, because I don't know, he's done, I want to say like 10 or 11 actual features, I think.
Well, the Christopher Nolan collection that's been re-released on 4K contains the Dark Knight trilogy,
Prestige,
Dunkirk, The Prestige, Interstellar, Inception, and Dunkirk.
Oh, there's 8, okay. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Not Man of Steel, he did the fucking plot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you get 12. Okay, 12. I was kind of right. So Oppenheimer, where does it kind of rank? It's not top 5 for me.
Okay.
It's not top 3. I think it's kind of 8th, 7th, 6th.
7th or 8th, yeah.
Just roughly on the spot. Without
mid-table-ish.
Each movie. Yeah, I don't know. Like, but on a rewatch, if I'm looking at it from a cinematic point of view, it could go up maybe a couple entries. But all of his movies are kind of boggling. Like, my top 3 roughly would be, I mean, definitely that one. So without spoiling the audience, but it'd be like that one. I mean, I love that one.
I love Memento.
Yeah.
I would say if you were to ask me, hands down, what's my favourite Christopher Nolan movie?
What is your favourite Christopher Nolan movie?
I'm glad you asked, Conor. Yeah. It's probably Memento, I think. Still. Just because, like, it's his second one, isn't it?
Yeah, second full feature, yeah.
Like, it's the thing that kind of went, it was like, oh, he's arrived. Because, like, I've not seen The Following in fucking ages.
Following is, although it's only an hour and 10 minutes, it's 70 minutes. By the time you get into it, it kind of just ends.
Yeah.
Which is going to be problematic for any film of that kind of length. Yeah. It's not normal, it's not conventional.
But, like, Memento just hits so well. Like, it starts the trend of, you know, he has to mess with time lines in his movies. Like, they have to either, you know, like Dunkirk, they take place over like a day, an hour, and a week or whatever, like that. Yeah. You know, but they're all happening concurrently, so it's kind of like
timelines. In a way. Yeah.
What the fuck kind of thing. But you know, you get the whole, you know, the black and whites going forward, the colours happening, you know, in reverse. And I think that, you know, for the storytelling, it works. And like, remember the first time seeing it, the review was like, oh shit, that's the Memento. That's, you know, why he does all these things, why he writes it all down on his body, because he just doesn't fucking know. I think Guy Pearce is fucking amazing in it, and it's a film that I hope gets a fucking 4K release because
he needs it.
It fucking does need it because I need to buy it again.
I've only ever seen it fully the one time.
Have you? Or did you watch it like loads of times but you've just forgotten? Did you watch it in reverse?
No, I know there's a special feature on the actual Blu-ray where you can watch it in chronological. You can watch it.
I'd say the top 3 because we kind of do those
without numbering.
Memento, Dark Knight, and
for me, an underrated one that some people
I like The Prestige.
I love The Prestige.
I like The Prestige.
I love The Prestige.
The thing with The Prestige is I have not watched it again in a while.
Yeah.
So it might go up. Insomnia, I did not.
It's the forgotten one. But it's Robin Williams and Al Pacino.
I don't like. I didn't. Maybe it's just because when I watched it, I was a lot younger, so maybe I'd have a newfound appreciation for it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, Interstellar I need to rewatch anyway.
Interstellar is a fucking. It's so as long as Oppenheimer is, and that puts me off it because the thing with Christopher Nolan is he can make very good films. He does also like to lick his own nutsack where he can, in terms of his films are almost like we said, he's like Stephen Moffat. He kind of needs to give himself a pat on the back and show everyone how clever he is. And Interstellar's a lot of that, but sci-fi. And I think he lends more to an Oppenheimer, like more of a grounded in reality. Because even the Dark Knight trilogy, as fantastical as it can get, which it doesn't out of all. If you look at the Batman oeuvre, it's the least spectacle and fantastical. Because there's a villain that's made of clay. There's a man that's made of ice. Yeah. We don't get a Robin because of how fucking grounded and real it is.
True. Yeah.
Even the Dark Knight trilogy is somewhat grounded in a reality that is close to our own, which they make the mistake of going, let's do that for Superman, the alien.
Yeah. Cosmic being.
Interception
Stella.
Interception.
I'm Oppenheimer. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Photoshop.
The perception.
The perception. No, okay. People make the longest Christopher Nolan title of all of his films, and then leave it in the comments, or send us a TikTok, or send us something of every or as many Christopher Nolan films in one title as you can.
There's your challenge, ladies and gentlemen.
The perception.
My problem with Inception,
yes,
is it was one of those films that everyone was like, "Oh, have you seen Inception? You got to see Inception. Have you seen it? It's one of the best movies of all time. Like, it's so good. It's so." And like The Dark Knight Rises, vastly over enjoyed by some people. Obviously, Interception is miles better than that film. It's a very well made film. It's kind of the film that also gave birth to this Christopher Nolan demon that we have among us.
Modern Nolan. What?
Yeah. The conception of the arsehole Christopher Nolan was the truck flip in The Dark Knight. Oh, look how real it is, and the IMAX, and it's amazing. But it switches between fucking shots, and it does it more in The Dark Knight Rises, and it's fucking annoying. Pick a fucking aspect ratio, Chris,
and stick with it.
And because Warner Brothers were desperate for, please come back and finish the Batman trilogy. You can make anything you want. And he's like, I want a hotel corridor on a spindle. And that's what we got.
Oh dear.
I think just his last 4 films.
Yeah. It is these 4 which I can't.
It's for me. It's like, it seems like it's a miss hit kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
but which one out of those 4? Which ones are the misses and which ones are the... Bearing in mind you haven't seen...
I think it would be Dunkirk and Oppenheimer.
And they're the hits.
Yeah, because Interstellar's too clever for its own good, and Tenet suffers from the Interstellar thing of because I've seen loads of people that still don't get it, or had to, when they went to the cinema with their parents, had to watch a couple of YouTube videos explaining just to get what the actual plot was. Like, still some people were like, what was the actual thing of Tenet? Like, what the fuck was the thing? And the thing that's annoying with Tenet is the cast is. Not saying that in any other films they're shit, but the cast in Tenet is like John David Washington's fucking amazing and charismatic as fuck. Yes, yeah. So is Robert Pattinson. Yeah. Michael Caine is there. Aaron Taylor Johnson, yes. Like, Kenneth Branagh is a very compelling villain. Elizabeth Debicki is fucking a stunning giant woman who's yes, giant woman. And it suffers because it's also the thing of, it has to be seen because it's so good. Like, what's it about? I can't tell you what it's about. You have to go and see it in the cinema and possibly catch COVID and die. And also, it didn't make enough money, and it was slightly too clever.
That's your fault.
But it looked good, but not enough people saw it. But it was, it's a snake eating its own tail. And Oppenheimer, it is. Maybe the Tenet was the films that Christopher Nolan made along the way. Maybe Christopher Nolan's life is Tenet.
That's That's what I mean. Only he knows what he's experienced, but it's a memento. Tenet is a baby of memento.
He takes his top off and it's just got like the next film. It just says Kennedy on his stomach. I guess I'm making the Kennedy movie. Can you imagine if he made something like a... Because he wants to like make James Bond. Like he talks about how James Bond, like, his quintessentially... And I like how, you know, he is a... Say what you will, he is a staple of old school cinema. He is very practical in his effects. He recognises the, you know, the traditions within modern cinema, both Hollywood and British.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see a Bond film under him. I'd only want to see one.
One and done, get it done.
Because in reality, I think I only wanted to see one Sam Mendes one. I see another Kerry. I see another.
Oh yeah, Sky for Wang.
Spectre.
Shit, yeah, fuck.
And they've approached Sam Mendes for the next one.
Oh fuck.
And he was like, no. And everyone, I've seen so many people tweet, Martin Campbell is still alive. Martin Campbell is still alive. Because the only successful man to do 2 Bond films with 2 different Bond actors their first time out, and for them to be, I think we can both agree, like 2 of the best in the whole franchise. But I'm I want to see Tenet purely off the fact that I want to experience it in.
You still haven't seen
not Tenet, fucking Oppenheimer.
You forgot that you saw Tenet. That's the point.
I saw it and I went backwards and I unsaw it and then I saw it again.
Great.
And to quote Austin Powers, just try not to pay attention, just try to have fun, and that goes for you at home. Yes. I want to see Oppenheimer just for the fact of, you know, great cast. It is an event. I would like to see it, if I was going to see it, on a cinema screen more than just, you know,
at home,
on like streaming on my TV or on my because on the phone, the way Christopher Nolan wants you to see all his movies on your phone, on the toilet.
That's what we think, Chris.
That's how I'm going to watch fucking Batman Begins.
Sorry, I'm a young audience member, but because I'm sitting here on the toilet, this is exactly what I think of your movie, sir. Whether you like it or not.
But it's like you say, it's one of them films that once I've watched it, I probably wouldn't watch it again or seek it out. Yeah. I would maybe own it. Like, I own Interstellar.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
I can't fucking stand this movie, but it's in my contractual clause.
No, yeah, like, because I was like... Because I look at it and I'm like, what?
One day and I
woke up with a tattoo of my receipt from HMV on my chest.
The receipt? What's this barcode number?
14.99. No, I bought it, but I was kind of like, why the fuck have I got this? Because like I remember it being like visually, like Interstellar looks great, and then I watched it again. I was like, this movie I still don't like it. Why the fuck why do I own Interstellar?
Why do I have it?
So if anyone wants a copy of Interstellar, fucking have it.
Until he then undoes it and he then wants it and he needs it back.
Yeah, and then I need a copy of Memento to go back the road. If anyone has a Blu-ray copy of Memento that they'd be willing to swap with a copy of Interstellar. Like Dunkirk I don't own, but Dunkirk I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like, if I owned it, I might watch it again. Or if it came up on streaming, I'd probably put it on. Yeah. Tenet I watched again when it was on Prime. And I was watching I was watching it and I was like, God, I wish this movie was better. Because me and Lara went to see that when out of lockdown 1... end of 2020 going, you know, before lockdown 2 again at Christmas. Yeah. Like, we saw it.
It was in the cinema for ages.
Yeah, we saw it and was like, I mean, we think it was good. Was it actually good? And we tried watching it again and we just gave up. Fuck, I can't do this. And then I kind of, like, you know, just skimmed over it, like, had my phone and then just, like, you know, oh, that was good. Tenet. Well done. Tenet. Moral of the story, yes, the Oppenheimer. So what would you give Oppenheimer?
A review about nothing to do with the Oppenheimer movie. If I was to score it on the spot, I think I would give it an 8. Although that's a pretentious 8.
Is it a well-made film?
Extraordinarily well-made.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to like ignore my personal experience of getting in my seats, then having to move 4 times. But again, that's because of popularity in the cinema. It was just.
Why did you have to move 4 times?
Shannigan. So
with Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon was in your cinema.
Yeah, General Sod. Yeah, he quit the Flash. He went back and attended the premiere of Oppenheimer, and he was at my screening. Yeah. No, essentially, people weren't in the right seats. They were in our seats. They're rude bastards. They weren't willing to move at all. They were just pricks. So then we didn't go in the back row because I know that was fully booked. So we went in the row in front of us, but not by the stairs. Although I'm a tall, lanky bastard, I need my leg room. So normally, here's Cinema 101 with Conor. If I'm trying to book any film in the cinema, I always get the top of the steps so I can just...
Or like the big ones like in Stevenage where they have the three and then they have the row and it's the walkway, so you're kind of like... Because that's what we had for Indiana Jones.
Yes.
We were like, oh, I'm really glad I'm not getting cramped during this really fucking boring movie.
Yeah.
God, Indiana Jones.
The story short, the friend who I went with, he's fucking short and I need the leg room.
Was it Michael Shannon?
My friend Michael Shannon. Short bastard. Go and have a fucking shave. Shave your goatee.
He said shave your gooch. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
so that's
Oppenheimer, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, from a production point of view, yeah.
You must barb before you heim.
Yeah, definitely barb before you heim. Yeah, put some shrimp on the Barbie and then heim it and helm it later.
There you go.
And explode it later.
And that's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of, sticking your...
Chris's,
yes.
I read today. Chris, not a Chris I know.
It's like, my name's not Chris.
Hey Chris, I've got to tell you something about
Chris. We worked together for 5 years, mate. My name's fucking Mason.
My name's Mason. Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine if secretly we were the Weekly Planet and like they were us? Because imagine if people who you thought were one thing actually turned out to be different beings all along. The Secret Invasion segue.
That definitely isn't a Nolan script. No,
but talk about your Chris's.
Yeah,
Chris.
Well, we mentioned Mr. Cruise and the Impossible Missions. That
Chris Cruise.
No, Tom Cruise and
Chris Cross.
Chris Cross. No, that's Christopher Curry and Tom Cruise's next movie, Chris Cross. No, they're collaborating past Mission Impossible Part 2.
Dead
Reckoning, Dead Oppenheimer.
Dead.
Just dead.
Dead Ethan.
Murder.
I'm Ethan Hunt and I drove into a train and I died for real this time. But it's okay because they fucking got AI to just make me, and Tom Cruise's family won't make any money. Before we talk about Secret Invasion, let us touch on something that's now like 3 weeks old. The SAG after strikes.
Oh, yes.
Which happened at the Oppenheimer premiere. Because basically, if you don't know, the union for the actors, SAG after. There's other ones like because that's the main Hollywood one.
Yeah, it goes quite on and on.
There's a writers one. We won't try and name them because we don't know them off by heart. But we say we support you because the real hardworking guys are Hollywood, not the producers like you, Bob Iger, who Tatiana Maslany called out this last 2 days. I think Bob Iger's so out of touch, which is brave of her considering, she could be like, oh, I shouldn't say anything because Bob Iger might follow him. But she's like, no, fuck you, Bob Iger, you prick. I'm She-Hulk. And I hope she continues to, if not be She-Hulk, who continues to get good things because I like Tatiana Maslany and things. But basically, as an actor, or, a lot of people in, the production and film industry, you have to make a bare minimum on your residual checks. So residuals are what you get paid for the film. So you get paid for that work. Residuals mainly come from streaming or broadcasting deals as well, and the income from merchant, basically home media sale, all those kind of things. Every time the film goes out again, you should get residuals. Yeah. So you should get paid each time, kind of thing. You have to get a certain number. You have to make a certain amount of money to get your healthcare included in your job. I think it's a minimum of 24,000, and some people's residual checks, are way lower. There's the writer of the Daredevil episode of She-Hulk.
Right.
Do you know what they made? Their residual check was $396.
Whoa, right. Fucking, that's embarrassing.
That's shit. And as industry people had said that they were gonna, because they're going on strike, so Hollywood aren't making films. It's why for instance, Deadpool 3 isn't shooting anymore at the moment, so because that was part of the writer's strike. So you can, the writers are already on strike. The actors have joined as well because, you know, a lot of actors, you know, if you're a big Hollywood star, you're getting all the money because you're Robert Downey Jr., you're making £50 million, you know. You're not struggling to pay your mortgage, unlike someone that's, you know, a lot lower down, maybe just a few supporting roles or a background artist kind of thing. You know, people throughout the industry are being fucked over hand over fist for money-wise, and this is hopefully the start of it. The only thing I wish is that all the visual effects artists had formed or been in a union and gone on strike as well, because that would have really fucking slowed down Hollywood. Because you know, that would also bring that whole thing to a standstill, and none of them are going to start work again until the union is heard out by the studios, and basically are being given a fair wage for a fair day's work, kind of thing. Because why should people risk losing their homes and their mortgages? You know, looking after loved ones. You still got to travel. You got kids. You know, you got family members. You got your travel expenses. You got everything. Everyone lives a life outside because. People work in the film industry. Generally, you work on something for, if you're lucky enough to be a big part of it, you work on it for like 9 months, and then you're off the thing, and then you're waiting for your next thing to come in, and you're doing the press tours and stuff. If you're one of the stars, or if you're a writer or something, you're going on to like keep, because you're plugging away doing hundreds of scripts, and trying to see one of them actually get made in this, godforsaken shit level of Hollywood filmmaking. But studios are. Studio Insider said they were going to wait until people start losing their houses and stuff until negotiating, because then they'll just take anything kind of attitude, which is disgusting. They've talked before about, using AI, like so that they don't have to pay the actors anything, because they'll just own the image rights to these actors and can do that, because AI's come a long way. You can essentially make your own movie without shooting these people.
The Flash.
With the same with scripts. It's a disgusting thing, and the executives are so out of touch with what saying that it's ridiculous. Like Stephen Amell's come out and said that he supports the unions, but he thinks the strikes are very sort of counterproductive kind of thing. I might be paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And someone said it's quite ironic that the man who played a character that's so anti-establishment and anti-left and that is
resistance. He's
saying that it's you're not getting much done with the strikes and things, but the only way to get anything done or get change is to strike, so that people actually fucking listen to you.
You have failed this community, Stephen. That's
That's a shame, but there's more actors than that will keep their mouth shut so that they're still in work. The only studio that is shooting at the minute or allowed to shoot any productions are A24, because they immediately agreed to all of the demands.
Okay.
Which is when that the likes of Jordan Peele at Monkey Ball Productions, who's of both of his Nope and of all of his directorial films been A24.
Oh God!
I know Us was.
Jordan Peele.
I feel like Us was, but A24 as a production
Monkey Ball Productions.
Is more of it's more of an independent than the bigger studios anyway.
Spectrum. Yeah.
So they've obviously done a lot for more more independent style films, more representation across their directors, actors and things. Spectrum, they're pushing more stuff out anyway that's of a consistent good quality.
Yeah.
What's the films of A24?
I mean, Universal, Monkey. I'm just looking at Monkey Paws. None of them scream A24 films.
You Google the A24 as well. And so the likes of Disney, what's left of Fox, Paramount, things like that. Like they're all kind of just because the rich get rich by not paying out a lot of money, and talking about how the demands are unrealistic. But someone like Bob Iger, whose yearly salary is I think over 100 odd million or something, and it nearly doubles, in bonuses or whatever, because as the heads of the studio, they can fucking give themselves whatever they want. And it's another case of the rich get richer, the poor, unfortunately and unashamedly get downtrodden by even though they're the hard-working members of the industry, and not just this industry. Like this happens throughout. Like there'll be cases of this, but it's always the ones at the top that fucking come up smelling the roses, and us hard-working lot that are always put through the fucking ringer just to make an honest day's pay, kind of thing. So we hope the strikes are resolved. we hope that the AI bullshit can just go away because
aside.
it's something like I don't want to see an AI written script become a film. I don't want to see an AI filmed thing of some actor that's been dead for 100 years.
Yeah,
because like the members of Scrubs, Zach Braff and Donald Faison were talking about like I don't want my family in like 50 odd years time seeing a film with me in it, even though I'm dead, kind of thing. Like it's taking away bit by bit, like even including the fact that they're selling less and less of their product because they want you to be part of their streaming service, or just they want to. In an ideal world, the VOD would be the way forward for the movie studios because they could pump their film directly into your home like they have been doing during the pandemic, which they definitely fucking loved. Because every bit of money you pay towards that goes straight back to the studio. They don't have to split it with the costs for renting the screen and things like that. That they don't have to pay anything to the cinema. But the cinema experience is something that we all love. It's something that, in most cases, drives you towards your love of film.
Full stop. Period. Yeah.
So, like even, Disney's saying that they're rumoured to not be releasing any physical media in Australia after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's
because they're just going to want them to have Disney Plus or buy it on download and get it like straight. But even that, like having it like on the Amazon or whatever they've got there, like you're still paying money to get it. For just physical media is, as we've said, so important, and for that to be a thing of we're just going to stop doing it, it then puts you at odds because then if you want something, you're going to have to pay for this service monthly to watch it. But if that if that happened here, I think I would stop. Like, if Disney went, in the UK and Region 2, we're going to stop.
Discontinue everything.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, I'll discontinue that and I'll just buy that stuff, and I'll hopefully, if there's still a cinema, I'll go and see
everything
stuff then, and that'll be the only way, kind of thing. Which would be a great shit because I think once physical media goes, then you're then there's what are you preserving?
Nothing from the sounds of it. No, that's
Like there's still to this day, there's still books. There's still, games, everything. Like, you need to preserve everything in a fucking physical way. And, Disney especially, considering how much of the market share they've got, because they own so many of them, that they're getting, and they're still greedy. I think this could be the downfall for a lot of things. And I think reaction to certain projects that they've got going on is only pushing people to go, well, maybe Disney are actually shit and don't know what they're doing. Because Secret Invasion!
Yeah.
But I hope the actors and writers get what they want, and I hope that the visual effects artists go on strike as well and get some fucking, fair pay for all the crunch they've ended up doing, especially the people that worked on the fucking Sonic movie. Jesus, they would definitely... And the video game industry as well, like all these industries that put through crunch hours of minimum like 12-hour days, 6 days a week for months, and still make the same amount. It's fucking ridiculous, We have the the thing of like, at least if we would do more, we would get paid more, even though we're not in a thing of we're in basic jobs, but like there still should be a level of that throughout life.
Every profession you're in.
Yes.
Definitely.
Speaking of professionalism, the
Secret professionalism.
Secret Invasion, man.
The definition of professionalism is
Secret Invasion has been one of the only things that everyone unanimously hated on Twitter. Sorry, X, because that happened as well.
Sorry,
It's one of the only things on there that everyone unanimously hated that I've kind of watched and gone, yeah, this isn't great. Because Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, though not great, I still find enjoyment with it. Thor: Love and Thunder, I enjoyed more at the time. I can see that it's very sort of shallow in what it's serving.
But is that even better than Secret Invasion? Because at least that's somewhat light-hearted, palatable, and digestible.
At the time, it was... I think it was just the finale episode, but I don't know, because it was the whole thing. Secret Invasion was on 18%. Yeah, since down to 8%.
8%.
But as someone shared the bottom four...
like MCU
the bottom four MCU projects on as by Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And you had Thor: Love and Thunder, Quantumania, Eternals and Secret Invasion. One, what you're smoking with Eternals, that movie is fucking amazing, and if we don't get a sequel to it, it's your people's fault.
It's your fault, yeah.
But also, only 3 of them will come up as rotten on their score. So to have 44 projects and only 3 of them be rotten, I think
it's decent.
I think that is because I think Love and Thunders are like 52%.
Yeah.
So it's not fresh, but it's not rotten. Like it's like it's good. Like I like that's here's a hit rate for a massive studio that's been pumping out things, especially more in the last 2 and a bit years.
Since pandemic, yeah.
Like post-pandemic, because like Bob Iger said, one of the only things he said right, which was like we'll have to scale back on Disney and Star Wars stuff, even though it was you guys that said to Lucasfilm, we don't want an Indiana Jones series, cancel Willow, we just want Lucasfilm Star Wars stuff. That's what they said. They are quoted as just focus on Star Wars. But Bob Iger's gone, yeah, there was too much Star Wars. The problem is, like, Marvel and Star Wars, they weren't in the television market, and they've kind of gone full hammer and tongue. But they did that because we had that year off.
Yeah.
So there was projects backed up anyway. So there was more of a thing of get that out there because it'll be consumed and it'll be liked. And a lot of... In that first year, we tolerated it.
Yeah.
Because we got Shang-Chi, which was amazing. Black Widow, okay, wasn't great, but it was the first foray back into the cinema. Yeah. Eternals, I fucking love Eternals, and I will fucking really die on that hill that it is much better than the movie you guys make it out to be. Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah. Fabulous fucking nostalgia fest. Since Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it's maybe the second or third best movie since Endgame. Guardians 3 shits all over everything, man. WandaVision. Falcon and Winter Soldier, which at the time we were kind of like, it's a bit of a lull because we'd seen it and felt it before, and because it started the week after WandaVision ended, and then we had a bit of a break, and then Loki. Like, even with this, like, as soon as Secret Invasion finished, the trailer for Loki Season 2 was out, which still is in, like, a month and a bit away. No, 2 months away, nearly, because we'll have a break in August, then we'll go back. But, like, they did a lot of stuff. Yes, you could have spaced it out. Like, I think Miss Marvel was just too close to Moon Knight for me. Like, because I've still not gone back and revisited it. But there's also the thing of, if you don't like these things, don't watch them. Like, I don't have to watch all the DCEU. Like, as just an example, I cherry pick the DCEU stuff based on what I know that I'll like, what I liked previously, what people are saying is good. Yeah. Like, I've avoided The Flash. I'll probably catch it on streaming in, some point, a couple of years' time or whatever. 5 years. Yeah. But I've kind of done that like, Miss Marvel's the only thing, like, even then I'll go back and revisit it, but, like, there's some things that I'll not watch at the time, but then I kind of give myself a gap so then I enjoy them more.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Which is maybe like I might do for Secret Invasion, just push it back and then watch it at a later date, maybe after Loki or something.
Before because Loki's October, and that's for 6 weeks, 6 episodes, and then Marvel's is early November. At the minute. At
the minute, yes. Yeah, at the minute. Until it gets pushed back because it's got no IMAX screens. Like, you create, like, you can still watch these things, not watch these things. No one really gives a fuck because they're still making the money, right?
No, exactly.
But there was an oversaturation in the market, and to be fair to Secret Invasion, because is this the first MCU show of the year?
Yes. Yeah, it's only been Quantumania this year and Secret Invasion. What the fuck? Yeah, Phase 5 has been 2
Guardians 3.
Oh, and Guardians. Idiot, yeah. Yeah, so it's been Ant-Man, Guardians, and then this. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's fucking... So even then... Are we sure?
Phase 5.
I feel like there must have been something.
Well, Quantumania kicked off Phase 5.
Yes.
I know that, and that was January or February time.
Because the last thing in 22 was... Go on, go for it.
The last thing in 22 was show or movie?
Show either, man.
What the fuck was the last?
We still got Ironheart to come into it this year. We still got Agatha, House of Coven of Chaos, no more.
Echo is...
Delayed slightly, not definite.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's gone to TVA, isn't it? No, it says November 23. I think it'll get pushed back. Coven of Chaos is 24. Daredevil early 24. Really? So nothing in 2023 apart from Secret Invasion?
Yeah, TV show wise, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But then what was the last thing of...
Jesus, what happened? Where are we? Who am I? Where am I? And who are you?
And we had a memento. It was She-Hulk!
Oh, She-Hulk was... Everyone fucking moaned about She-Hulk. Yeah. But She-Hulk was so good. Maybe because I just didn't pay 100% attention to Miss Marvel and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to sink into She-Hulk. She-Hulk was great. Anyone who... What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Oh, so we had 3 shows last year.
Yeah, 3 shows last year.
I think that's enough. Like 3 movies, I think that's the most we could do. We only got 4 movies because we were backed up a bit, but, Yeah. And then we had technically 5, but one of them was What If, so it didn't really matter.
No.
And a lot of people didn't like that.
4, Jesus.
Yeah, so, it looks like we're only having 2 shows. Because Echo had rumours been pushed back anyway. If it stays, then it'll be 3. But
yeah, and considering they're trying to release it all in one go, it will be released.
Do you think Secret Invasion?
Yeah, do I think? Yeah.
1 should have been good. 2,
definitely should have been great.
Would you? I would have. I would have put it out before Quantumania.
Secret Invasion, yeah. Yeah, especially if not just for the sake of trying to link everything together, but I think you could have had things in the real world. Ant-Man has to go in the quantum realm because of some plot technology reason. Oh, he's got to get something from the quantum realm, and then you kind of then Quantumania could then kind of be the sideshow going on whilst the real world is fucked with the aliens.
Yeah, maybe. But I think because you've had Phase 5 has been Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Secret Invasion,
which is so standalone from the rest of it.
Secret Invasion, those 3 things not linked
in the slightest
at all together.
In the slightest.
Quantumania, the only one that's linked into the overarching story of the MCU that we know of.
Yeah, exactly.
Secret Invasion, like someone said on Twitter, should have been just a show called Nick Fury and led into an Avengers type movie, or Civil War style movie that's which characters have been Skrulls for how long. It starts to plant those reveals, because if this is the end of the Skrull stuff, which I don't think it will be.
No, it can't be.
This, for me, has to kind of be the beginning
of that.
Because even though it's meant to be a thing of fuck loads of stuff's been going on, we got over 1 million Skrulls living on Earth, or near enough from the ones that answered the call. My biggest problem so far because I've not finished Secret Invasion, because I watched episode 1. I was like, fucking hell, Martin Freeman fell off a roof. And then I was like, oh, yeah. I know some of the spoilers because someone spoiled the roadie moment. And the ending I know.
Well, I've seen it. I saw it screenshotted and memed anyway.
I saw the GIF.
Yeah, exactly.
Mirror. Yeah. Is what I saw. Bastards on Twitter/X. Twitter.xe has stopped working.
Elon Musk sent you that
wanker. The biggest thing that it had going for it is kind of what what Mandalorian had going for it. It's got 2 leads. No, 2 of the leads are elder men. Samuel L. Jackson's in his 70s now.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn's in his late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
And they killed Ben Mendelsohn. Ben Mendelsohn? Yeah. Ben Mendelsohn.
You put him in the bin.
They killed Ben Mendelsohn, who,
Why?
He was he had in terms of the story, that should have been at the end of Secret Invasion, or at least the end of this arc that we're going, because
with
this
should definitely,
because
definitely
we've kind of got this thing going on, also the Victor Timely fucking Kang stuff that's going to be the main thing, / you've got Madam Hydra on the street level, but Secret Invasion could have linked into the street level stuff, could have been maybe she turns out to be a Skrull, because isn't Madam Hydra killed by the Skrull Queen or something, and in the comic, and Nick Fury gives Deadpool the thing to kill the Skrull Queen because no one would expect Deadpool to have it. Deadpool gets killed by Norman Osborn, and Norman Osborn takes it off him so that Norman Osborn can claim all the glory, and then forms the Dark Avengers.
Oh wow!
You could do it into you could pseudo do it into that.
Comic sounds way more interesting.
By have Madam Hydra sort of linked into that, and that's how she gains the trust to build these street level Dark Avengers kind of thing. Maybe you could do it you even just spitballing that. You could make Secret Invasion is a big storyline, a big comic. Which superheroes have been Skrulls for how long? Who can we trust? There was the thing of how long has Fury actually been a Skrull and been off Earth? Because, when toast is cut diagonally, I can't eat it. And when he cuts the sandwich in Age of Ultron, he cuts the bread diagonally.
Oh, wow.
But there's also been a thing of how long's Rhodey been in it? Because we see him in the hospital gown, so is it from the MRI scan at the end of Civil War? Yeah. Or is it the fact that he can't use his legs in...
Post.
So he can't use his legs post Civil War, but he's in the leg straps in every film in Endgame, but the thing that he's not got the leg straps on for are Falcon and the Winter Soldier onwards.
Yeah.
So was he nabbed after Endgame? We don't know.
So I thought the director,
we still don't know.
We still don't definitively know. Although I thought the director said it was during Civil War or after Civil War. So it's implied that War Machine doesn't know that his best friend Tony died. and no one knew what happened to him.
I mean, that'd be good if that was seeded and he didn't have.
This was built over time. Yeah.
But we've seen they've not played Don Cheadle has not played it like he's been playing a Skrull.
No, he hasn't though. He's not.
Do you know what would be really cool? And I'd really love the meta level of this. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
If it was post Iron Man 1, he's been a Skrull, and then that's how they just discount Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard's just dead. And he's just a Skrull now. It's like Osgood in fucking Doctor Who. There's maybe 2 Skrull versions now. Which one's the real one? There's a box. An old white man says, let's just sit down and talk. I don't know.
Let's just sit down.
I don't know. Yeah. From what I've seen, it's not that I'm not, because it's one of them things, because like Mr. Sunday Movies pointed out, it's, marketed as a Winter Soldier-esque espionage thing. Jesus, sorry.
Yeah, that weren't part of the joke, folks. That weren't part.
Scroll. Let me get a water. Do you want one, lovely lady?
Please, darling.
Oh. You talk about the scrolls.
My darling.
Gia.
Gaia, the young girl from Captain
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't dislike Emilia Clarke. No. But I don't think she's good in anything apart from Game of Thrones. And even the latter series of Game of Thrones, she's not great in.
No.
It's a problem when, that's your first job or your first big job, or, you grew up on that show, is that's all you know. And Last Christmas is a fun movie, but apart from that, there's not been a performance where I've gone, that's an Emilia Clarke thing. I can see why she's in everything. She said she's enjoyed being in the MCU the most out of anything she's been in. And there is obviously room that, spoilers, she's one of the Super Skrulls.
I mean, fucking hell. I mean, that's an understatement. She's more powerful than Captain Marvel.
One of the early leaked screenshots of the I want to call it the project, but basically the device that gives all the fucking superpower database thing.
Yeah.
One of them says Bruce Wayne.
What?
It's clearly been edited or whatever. But you think that if they surely they weren't that stupid to put that in before they fucking made it. But
Bruce Wayne.
Because you've got the power base is Hulk, Drax, Gamora,
Cull
Obsidian,
and Groot.
There's another one. Groot there because it's also Ebony Maw is because it's the weird Squidward hand powers. An ice beast like Frost Giant.
Yeah, Frost Giant, which was a plot hole from Dark World's post credit.
It's just
shit like that. Yeah,
it's just what? Is this how we're doing it? Even though there's fires and rock. I know more of the Fantastic Four power base is in the Super Skrull in the comics. And we don't have the Fantastic Four yet.
The only thing fire we got is Extremis, so that was why they used Extremis.
Extremis was in there. I like that. That's Iron Man 3 happened.
Yeah.
Moving on. I can't wait to finish it as a whole because I'm kind of just gonna sit down and just plough my way through it.
Do it over a rainy afternoon. Just get it done.
I would have done I was off today and I just didn't get anything done. I was I could have got through some of that Secret Invasion sauce before I'm back at work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's still the baseline level of storytelling, blah blah blah. But this does feel kind of
disconjointed.
It just feels like they kind of were making it because obviously they reshot it as well for 4 months, which is not good. It cost more than some MCU movies, and without a physical media release, are they definitely making any of that money back? But hey, they could just release a steelbook without any discs in it. Like the WandaVision one. How many people do you think are going to buy that WandaVision steelbook?
50. 50,000. No, 50 million.
It looks like if that was the actual release and there was a disc in it, I would buy it.
But why have they done that?
Or if it came with a free subscription to Disney Plus in it, so you could watch it, a month free or something. But you've just got art cards and probably episode information. But release physical. I think it'll get to the point where they will. Just because they'll realise, that fucking Luca film that was a Pixar film that everyone really likes but didn't really do financially well because we just dumped it on Disney Plus for free. We didn't even fucking Premier Access it.
Yeah.
Make some money back on it that way. That's how you get... Because especially... they kind of missed their thing on it. In pandemic, people would have bought, those kind of things. Like you would have gone, oh, I loved WandaVision. I really want to see WandaVision, but I don't have Disney Plus. There's still a market for it there, and stuff. I don't know. I think Disney are just on a slippery slope that could see them fall out of favour with a lot of people. Can I tell you, relating back to Barbie before we end? So someone, the BBC News article for critics give their verdicts on Barbie was the tag, and then the title bit on the article, I think taken from Facebook, was deeply bizarre and anti-man. Was basically like what one of the pull things from the critics that they've put as the title for the post.
Deeply bizarre and anti-man. Well, that's good.
And someone tweeted at me, like as in like this is what I am, like as in this is what I am. This girl on Twitter posted it, and I just thought that back when this was Twitter, so I just replied with, "Is Paul Rudd in that one?" Deeply bizarre and anti-man.
Deeply bizarre.
And I got 50,000 views on that tweet, and many people liked it. So I'd just like to say thank you, everyone, for boosting my ego. You're a fan of Jonathan Wick, or Jordani, or I was going to say Morgan Freeman, but I mean fucking Keanu Reeves. The Continental. Yeah. The Continental series, we have a release date.
Oh, do we now? 2024.
September.
Oh.
But do you want to know the bad news? I got two bits of bad news. One, it's on Peacock.
Fine.
Sky. So not on Netflix. So we might get a thing of it on Sky.
Yeah.
It's only 3 episodes.
What? 3? What? Hour and a half? How long are these episodes? 3 episodes?
I think an hour plus. I don't know. I don't have a set time, but they're definitely at least an hour.
Why 3?
So we have episode 1, September 22nd, episode 2, September 29th, and October the 6th is listed as finale.
Oh fucking way! Why is it?
So more of an event series.
3 episodes. Prequel spin-off. What? Mel Gibson has got to carry 3 episodes.
Jesus. I mean, and we've not said that for a long time, for Mel Gibson to carry anything that wasn't anti-Semitic.
Is it a TV
but
show?
Watch on the
TV show, man, anyway.
But watch On the Line, because it is quite an interesting film with a decent... Have you watched On the Line yet? On Amazon?
No, that is Mel Gibson, isn't it? I was like, who's
radio host who's getting hijacked in his last show before he quits, kind of thing.
Film or series?
Film.
On the Line.
Decent. It goes in a way that by the time you get to the end, you'll be like, oh, if I've pieced together and actually pay attention, I would have seen that coming.
You would have seen it all coming. Okay.
But it's decent. It's, all set in this building. We've got to stop the guy that's kidnapped my family.
Okay.
On my last... Because I'm retiring. I'm leaving. This is my last shift at the radio station. Going down to the old radio station job centre. That was the Martin Campbell is still alive tweet. Deadpool 3 is rumoured to feature a fight scene between Earth 616 Scarlet Witch and Famke Janssen. And reportedly on Earth, is it 838? That's Illuminati World.
Illuminati World.
But no, I'm here for that. But we're not going to get that anytime soon until the strikes happen.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman shared a thing about Piers Morgan. Strikes. Anson Mount is still open to a return. I'd love to do it again. I'd love to jump back in the cow and get into go. Yeah, $896. Cody Ziegler says his residual check was for his. He wrote the episode with Daredevil's return in She-Hulk. And everyone's like, yeah, but that episode was shit. It's like, it's not the fucking point. Even if something's shit or not, people still get paid. Like, if you do your job shit, you still get paid. Unless you get fired. That's how life works. Yeah. Dave Filoni says the Ahsoka show we get that on the 23rd of this month, is not loosely adapting the Thrawn trilogy as many fans have surmised. It's, in fact, more of an adaptation of The Glove of Darth Vader.
The Glove of Darth... Is that an actual book?
That's a comic...
Okay.
Comic run, I believe.
So is that Thrawn stroking Darth Vader's glove? What is that meant to be?
It might have the Empire stuff. Okay. Fuck knows. I don't know. I've not read Star Wars comics. I've got a couple of single issues upstairs. I'll have to dig them out and let you have a read of them. I like that the Haunted Mansion made no money, but because the strikes were happening, they sent Disney characters onto the red carpet because they obviously couldn't send the actors because you can't send the actors because they're not working. They're striking. You can't pay them. Good times. And Arishem will be the villain of Eternals 2. That's a thing I saw, but that's not concrete. The Secret Invasion thing. Sorry, this bit will get edited. I'm just clearing the fucking screenshots on my phone because I've not seen Conor in fucking ages.
Yeah.
That's my son meeting Bluey. I was more excited, probably. Thomas Hayden Church said he's heard rumours of Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire making a Spider-Man 4. And a lot of people said, if they do this instead of Amazing Spider-Man 3, I'll be more annoyed. Andrew Garfield fully deserves to complete his trilogy. And also, why they go back to a fucking film series that's, dead and gone and was lovely at the time, and we can all, wasn't that lovely? Yeah. Matt Murdock and Kate McDuffie will be working together as a new firm, Murdock and Associates, in Daredevil Born Again, as Nelson and Murdock is done. Which is a shame, but doesn't necessarily mean, hopefully, Foggy turns back up at a time when Matt Murdock needs him most. Because if we don't have... What's his name? You know his name?
Eldon Henson.
Eldon Henson. More Eldon Henson, please. Yeah. Right. Barbie has made more money in its opening weekend than The Flash or Indiana Jones made in its entire box office runs.
Oh, shots fired.
And would you like to guess the current, as of...
what box office league?
As of a week ago, highest grossing opening weekends at the box office?
So, Barbie? What? Just for this
Top
year?
10 of this year. Do you want me to go for it? Or do you want to guess? I'll give you the amount and you can guess. So I'll go from 10 upwards. 61 mil.
61 million. The top 10 opening weekend, 61 million.
I'll say they're all big. They're all big films.
Tell me 10 to 6, and then I can guess.
You guess so. Okay.
Yeah.
So Transformers: Rise of the Beast, 61.
Was 10. Okay.
Fast X was 67.
Okay.
John Wick 4 was 73.8.
Good. Okay.
Oppenheimer, and the time of this was 82.4 for that weekend, which was true because Barbie made a lot more.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer has made more since.
Yeah, of course.
They're still behind Barbie, but we're on for a $4 billion box office summer.
Something like that, yeah. About time.
Cheers
for that.
And rounding out
6.
6.
So what's made more money?
Is 95.6.
What is it?
Million. Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So now you're into your top 5.
So right, I'm just gonna say.
I'll give you a clue. 3 of them are superhero films.
Well, so I'm just gonna guess the 5 movies in period, not in order.
All right.
Like Mario, Barbie.
Yep.
Guardians 3.
Yep.
Superhero movies though. What the fuck? What else is a superhero movie in 2023? That isn't Marvel. What? DC.
I didn't say
Flash.
I didn't know.
Flash ain't made fucking money.
No, I didn't say not Marvel.
No, you did. But what else has been out though? Quantumania.
Yep.
It's made more money than Oppenheimer and.
In opening weekend it did. Yep.
Opening week, yeah.
And you got one more to guess.
Quantumania, Barbie, Mario, Dungeons and Dragons.
Superhero film. Animated.
Animated. What the fuck's an animated superhero movie? What the fuck's an animated superhero?
It was.
Lego. I was gonna say Lego. What the hell?
It was a canon event.
Oh shit! Into the fucking canonverse. Oh, why did I forget about that? Why did I forget about that? Oh, honestly, I was sitting there like, what? 3 movies.
So number 5 is Ant-Man Quantumania, 106.
Right, so then 4 is what? Mario Into the Spider-Verse, the forgettable movie of the year. Spider-Verse. Fuck, I forgot the options.
Barbie, Mario, Spider-Verse.
Barbie, Mario, Spider-Verse, and Guardians 3. Fucking hell.
Guardians 3 was 4th with 118 million.
Right, so it's Spider-Verse,
it did. Had it come out a bit later, maybe it would have pushed. I think it would have pushed into $1 billion, but I think it ended with like 800. Each Guardian film has made more money, but none of them have broken $1 billion. So I think you ended up with just shy of 900 million for Guardians 3, which is a shame because it's perfect. It's on Disney Plus right now if you're listening to this, so stop listening to us, go and watch Guardians 3 because that's what I'm doing tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Spider-Verse 120.7.
That's third. Spider-Man's third. So it's Mario and Barbie.
Super Mario made 146.4.
So
Barbie 162 million so far at the box office. I need to
Mission Impossible's on there.
Did you see the drop off for the Mission Impossible? So Mission Impossible was a week before Barbenheimer. 68% drop off.
Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah. Okay.
It has now since passed 400 million, I think, like last week. But had it come out ages before this, or ironically, if it had come out like a month after this, the goodwill of fuck, we've just gone to the cinema. Oh, now a new Mission Impossible film's out. Like the idiocy of Paramount releasing this near Barbenheimer has meant that it's now, not taking up as much screens, because those two are, you're going to have June Part 2 is going to take up them screens soon as well. Yeah. So, like, it's getting less and less, which is a shame, because from all intents and purposes and from what you've told me, it's a very good, very enjoyable film, and I still want to see it at some point. But yeah, it's madness that's not even made that yet. Oppenheimer and Barbie are past 500 million at time of recording, I believe. I think Barbie, because Barbie obviously was a bit ahead. I think it's still possibly 100 mil ahead. We'll see. But yeah, that's Barbenheimer. We Barbenheimed. I'm ready to go see it. I'm excited for it. I'm ready to not watch Secret Invasion, but I got to do it.
Got to do it.
But anyway, where can the viewers find us?
Of course, you can find us on the lovely platform known as the YouTube for you and you, the audience. Of course, what you're listening to. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
It's not Twitter anymore.
X.
Find us on Extreme.
Extreme Elon Musk, formerly known as Twitter. X, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, across Pacey Sheep, across all those social handles, and the TikTok, where we'll be dropping more instant reactions, first time thoughts, reviews, thoughts, rants, rambles. I mean, if it's me, I like moaning about stuff, so I'll try and moan about things on a more regular basis instantly, where if I try and watch something that's worth talking about on the TikTok. And then you can send us an electronic mail at nerdbiblepodcast@gmail.com. I forgot my own handle. Blank.
Nerdbiblecontact@gmail.com.
Oh my god, yeah, I did.
5 years and he's fucked it.
Nerdbible.
Scrap the whole thing. We're starting again next week. Bye.